Some 10,000 children are housed in adult jails and prisons on any given day in America. More than 1 million American youth end up in juvenile court every year. You may be asking yourself, what leads children into the criminal justice system? Why are they choosing this lifestyle?
A lot of it has to do with how they're raised, I really believe. That I've seen with a lot of youth that I've worked with over the years is, if their parents are gang members, there's a good chance that they may end up being gang members. Same thing with drugs, same thing with a lot of different things. It's like a cycle of violence. There isn't something that cuts that cycle, cuts that dysfunctional cycle or gang cycle or whatever, then they could go towards that criminal lifestyle.
So if you go to school and you want to do good, you're going to have to sacrifice time with friends, time with whoever you want to be with, to dedicate to books and to studying, which takes time and effort. And usually for kids that don't have that support, you go to the quick and easy, the fast.
I think a lot of it is survival skills. So they're worried about surviving today, and they don't have the thoughts to think ahead in time and say, I can make 5 times as much money in my lifetime if I go to college, as opposed to I can make a lot of money right now, maybe slinging dope, selling drugs, stealing stuff. So it's more about living now and not thinking about that future.
Disconnected youth face substantial barriers to achieving self-sufficiency. These youth are most likely to be poor, have academic problems, suffer from mental health issues, lack early work experience, and have children at a younger age than their peers.
When they come to me, I basically, on the drawing, I have multiple hats. For a criminal, they may just see me as an officer, as a stern officer, a cop, basically. But if a teen's coming in there and he's at a crossroads in his life where maybe he did one thing wrong, maybe he wants to leave the gang, maybe he wants to do something to change his life and get on the correct path, I can be a mentor, a father figure. So in my drawing, I have multiple hats there because it just depends on where the youth is, where they are in their life, what path they're thinking about going on.
For society at large, youth disconnection contributes to significant costs related to having an uneducated and unskilled workforce, increased crime and incarceration, and a greater need for public assistance. So how could we prevent the future leaders of tomorrow from getting incarcerated?
If they had education and strong support and positive family interactions and positive people around them, I think that could keep them out of prison. But again, I think it goes back to culture. When you run into a kid who their dad was in prison, their mom's been in prison, all of their uncles and aunts went to prison at some point, it's kind of just, it's what they know, so it's not as unexpected.
I think if we had government programs that were interacting with kids, keep them involved all the way till they graduate, they're gonna have that support. Even if they don't have it at home, just being in school, they're gonna have support from mentors, teachers that want to make them better. And I think it's gonna be a slow change, but if we implement that, since first grade or maybe even kindergarten, then I see that society will become better in decades to come.
We have to really, really do a lot more, I think, in this country to change our focus in society and our outlook on criminal behavior and what that's really all about. On a more practical level, it starts in your community. It starts at ground level. It starts with one family at a time. What you're gonna do with your family. Your individual choice as a parent, as a person. What do you want to do? You'll take a stand. You'll join Neighborhood Watch. You'll do whatever you can. You'll help that neighbor that you're concerned about down the street who something seems to be going wrong. You point them in the right direction. It's one family at a time. That's the main thing that's going to help right now.
We need to get our youth out of prisons and detention centers and give them the proper interventions and care before they can take a dark path. Let's educate instead of incarcerate.